Alright. Alright, yo. This is Shit Happens. I'm Jacob.
I'm Brandon. Welcome to our first
podcast. It's a little rough. Bear with us. But if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe. You already know.
Yeah. Like and subscribe to, witness the shenanigans of, creating podcasts and shit like that. Because it's gonna be crazy trying to make videos and anything like that. Because we don't know what we're doing.
We don't. It's gonna be a journey for sure.
Like, this is like so uncoordinated. And I mean, like, we sat here for like 30 minutes prior to recording trying to figure out what we were gonna do, and it was just back and forth.
Bruh.
And we just completely went off script. I was supposed to do the intro. Jacob ended up doing the intro. And I mean, eventually when we get further on into further future episodes, it won't be as chaotic and it'll be more structured. But until then, you gotta bear with us. But definitely subscribe, because it's only gonna the stories are only gonna get crazier from episode 1.
Yeah, for sure. And the people we're gonna have on, crazy.
Oh, the guests that are gonna come on this show is gonna be crazy. Obviously, you're not gonna have any famous people.
Gotta have Maria.
Definitely Maria.
Definitely. It's gonna be tough, but
and we're not gonna disclose anyone's real name. So, Maria is it's not a real name. Now the only person I am gonna disclose is Steven, because fuck Steven.
Fuck Steven.
But everyone else's names, there's just gonna be made up names and stuff like that. Because I don't want anyone's information or people going after them and shit like that. Not gonna happen on this podcast. But yeah.
No incriminating on this podcast.
No, none of that. But we won't have anyone famous showing a podcast.
Well, not at first.
Now
we're gonna find somebody.
No, if we blow up we might have
we're gonna definitely get some people.
Oh yeah, 100%. But
J. Cole. Ooh, psych no.
But yeah, so today's first episode is going to be about me and Jacob's first experience with taking an edible at work.
At work.
Yeah, so it was
my idea.
Yeah, it was Jacob's idea.
Was it the day before?
Which is surprising, because usually the bad ideas and doing bad shit usually comes from me. And so it was kind of odd, seeing Jacob come up with this, but I was oddly enough down to take an edible at work, and yeah.
But where did I come up with this? What were we talking about that even got us in the?
I think we were
talking about hanging out.
Yeah,
instead of hanging out and doing it outside of work.
And we wanted to see how it would affect us with months,
bro.
Because
Months wasn't even there. That was the crazy part about it. If Months was there, I would have been screwed.
Yeah, so Months is, let's say, a higher up individual that we worked with that no one at the place liked. No one.
No.
Even the other higher ups didn't like this person.
Literally no one.
So, and Months would be on us for every little thing that we did.
Every single thing.
And so we had the idea of, if we took an edible, that stuff.
How mad would it make her?
Yeah.
I think that was the goal at first, but she wasn't even there that day.
Yeah, she wasn't even there.
I think Birds was there that day.
Birds was definitely there. Birds.
I don't remember Years. Years was not there.
Birds and Kitchen was there.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't.
Because literally we were doing what the fuck we wanted to.
Yeah.
There was no way that would have happened if Months was there.
Oh yeah, no. And
I would have been sent home for sure.
Oh, 100%. And but yeah, so Pouty's mom made us the edible.
Was it brownie? Or was it a cookie?
It was a cookie, yeah.
It
was a cookie.
I think Cookie was fire.
Oh yeah,
I think Cookie was 10 out of 10.
Yeah. So Pouty's mom happened to dump as many ounces as you can possibly think of
into it. No measurements.
Yeah, no measurements
Nothing.
at all. So and so me and Jacob, we didn't know that.
Didn't know a thing.
And so
I've had the experience before.
Yeah.
It was totally different.
Right.
To be honest, it was kind of similar. Cause the last edible I took, I kind of zoned out and that one was like movie scenes. Like I remember scene 1 and maybe the last scene of the movie, but I don't remember the in between all like that. But I remember a little bit. But yeah, but everybody got home safe last time. You know, that was with obviously not Pouty, but we're not gonna talk about
completely different.
Completely different person.
Yeah, you know,
completely different shade of color.
Yeah, completely everything.
Yeah.
But anyways, so Jacob brings the edibles to work, and we go to said location inside of the workplace because I'm not gonna name the workplace unless they sponsored us. And also, he still works at that place, so we kind of can't like disclose details about that. But I think there was there 1 or 2 cookies? I think it was just one.
There was
one. Big one.
There was one. I took the giant piece.
He took the biggest piece you could possibly take, and I took a little,
And then
decent.
did we give the other part away, or did we just get that back to Heart?
I think we gave it back to Pouty because I honestly don't remember what we did. I know some of it got on the floor.
I have no idea what happened to the rest of it, because I know I took a big piece because I was just like, I can handle this. I did this.
Yeah,
before.
we didn't because at the time we didn't know that there was ounces and ounces of said thing.
And I didn't know that it was not at all measured. Not at all.
Later on, we would find out that it was very.
I was off my ass. There was no business with me working at all.
So the first 30 minutes of taking the edible didn't feel nothing. Didn't feel like anything like kicking in. It was fine. It was fine.
Not a thing.
And so like 30 minutes.
Pouty.
And so So for the first 30 minutes, you know, I didn't feel it kick in immediately. I was like, okay, I could do this. And then I noticed Jacob, I kind of noticed a slight difference in him. He was, how do I prescribe it? He was kind of quiet, and he kept staring at me. And he would do this, the entire work shift. He would stare at me, and it would make me extremely paranoid because I'm like, why is he staring at me?
I had to stare at you because like, the amount of high I was like, bro, there's no way he's not feeling anything like how I'm feeling. Like, I literally felt like once it hit, bro, it's like a switch like had turned. It's like my whole world turned upside down and was like, oh, I'm in a different universe now. Like, it's like I changed universes. I was like,
oh yeah, like when it kicked in, I was like, hold on, wait a minute. So like all my anxiety, everything, it kind of went away. Like I didn't feel really anything at all emotion wise. Like when Maria came up to me and was being obnoxious, and usually like I'd get anxious in that situation or I'd get mad. I didn't feel anything. I felt great. Like I actually felt like I could have a conversation with her without having an argument with her. So I was like, maybe I should do these edibles more. And so again, we still have Jacob over here. He's just kind of like floating around, I would say. And I remember him sitting at one of the tables for an hour, and he just stared out into space, not doing anything at all, and
not doing my job.
And luckily, because Birds and Kitchen was there, we didn't really have any issues with sitting down. If Muntz was there, Muntz would have got pissed off because
sent me home. He
would have got sent home 100%. And he just sat there for an hour looking at nothing. And like
because when it hit, bro, I was walking out the tunnel. I was literally walking out the tunnel. I'm like, okay, we good. I walked out the tunnel. I'm like, oh shit, it's kicking in. And then after oh shit, it's kicking in, that's when I kind of like left. That's when that scene cut. I didn't come back until every time I seen him, I would come back.
There's a lot he doesn't remember. Like I remember every single moment of that because, like I said before, I only took a small crumb of that edible, but it was enough to like really mess with me. But like to the point where I can remember everything that Jacob did.
Let's say I took like 2/3. He took 1/3.
Yeah, I didn't take that much, but it still affected me like significantly. And like, you know, and I was low key like, I was like looking out for Jacob. I was making sure like he wasn't doing anything too stupid. And I think there was one time
Pouty took me.
Yeah, there was, before he disappeared. I remember you almost dropped your tub, and I was like, if you dropped your tub, it's over because people are gonna question why you're dropping your tub and stuff, and because you caught it, and I was like Jacob, you know, you gotta calm down, man.
Bro, literally, bro. I was in third person.
Yeah, like the feeling of the tub that we were holding, it was non-existent. Like it didn't feel like you were holding it.
It had no weight.
Yeah, it was weightless.
If I would have had like 3 tables stacked in there, I still wouldn't have felt it. Like I couldn't feel my body at all.
100%. And then he disappeared, and I was terrified because, you know, I'm in this mindset of like I'm like in third person.
He's
like
good,
freaking
but
out.
he's not good.
I'm good,
paranoia.
But I'm already paranoid because I'm like, what if the higher ups know that we're doing these edibles and shit, and I'm like, oh my god, and I'm paranoid about that. And then he disappears, and he's gone for a good 15 minutes, and I'm like, what happened to him? What if the higher ups like took him back to the office and like he's getting in trouble, or like what if he disappeared? What if he went outside? And like I'm overthinking, and then he just magically appears out of nowhere. I'm like, Jacob, where the fuck did you go?
That was when Pouty took me. I think I got some food in me, and I had some water, and that is a scene I remember a little bit. She was like, "Bae, you're fucked up," and I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't realize this would get me fucked up like this." And then I remember we were sitting in the back. It was me, you, Pouty, and I think it was another girl. It was like I think it was one of the.
Yeah, because I remember Pouty came out with you, and then she was telling me like how gone you were, and like we was
sitting with somebody else. I don't know who the fourth was. I just know that it was me and 3 other people.
Yeah.
But I do remember that scene. I remember that scene. I remember the scene of being on the ground, chilling, not knowing what the fuck is going on. I'm like, I'm really fucked up. Like I didn't realize how fucked up I got until.
Yeah, honestly, like that whole situation was crazy when he disappeared. But then when he reappeared, I was
better than before then.
Yeah, and then so now it's the end of the night, and he had to close because I had to leave. He had to close, and that is staying. I think it was a weekend, so you had to stay until 10:30, which then you had to stay like.
So it was like an hour or two being by myself. I think.
And closing.
I think. Somebody came to help me out?
Yeah, because you again were sitting down and were kind of just like you were like completely out, and by that time I was low key like it kind of like wore off
because I think, and then to focus I had to like focus on the TV to like actually calm myself down and bring myself like back up to speed because it was that bad. And
so like during that whole entire experience, I had one time where I genuinely like tripped out really bad, and like I was low key like, oh snap. So I am doing my task, and I swear to God, this task that I completed the task, right? And this task it just completely like I swear I didn't like it wasn't there. Like I felt like I just did this task that was not there, but it was there, and I actually cleaned it. I know that like doesn't sound like it makes sense, and honestly the entire situation didn't fucking make sense to me at all because it was confusing, because I had completed this task and it felt like that task never existed. Like I felt like I was crazy. I felt like I was just standing there completing a task, and everyone around me was looking at me like, what the fuck is this dude doing? Is he crazy? And yeah, and then I came to like realization, okay, that task actually genuinely existed. I did that task. I'm fine. And then I went over to him and told him about that, and of course he kind of like just blanklessly looked at me and was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, you good? I was like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I was like, I'm good. I feel like I said I'm good a lot that day. Oh yeah, you definitely said that a lot. On top of looking at me a lot.
Because you don't understand. Let's say you get sent to a different dimension, right? You know nobody in this dimension. And then you see a person that you somewhat recognize. And you're like, does he know that I'm there? Because I'm literally there staring at him. And he would look back at me. He was like, he's like, why the fuck is he looking at me? Every time I looked at him, he's like, why the fuck is he looking at me like that? And I'm just like, I'm looking at you like, dude, I'm so fucking high right now. That's the look I was.
Yeah, like, and it did not help with like me being paranoid at all, because like you staring at me like made me like freak out. I was like, is there something wrong with me? Like, is there something like I'm perceiving that everyone else can see that you're seeing, but
No,
in reality,
literally
just high, because you knew how I was feeling.
Yeah,
and I knew how you were feeling in that situation.
I was fucked up.
But yeah, that was our crazy edible experience at our job. And our job, which I don't work there anymore because I quit, because that place terrible.
You got fired.
Horrible. Yeah, I put my 2 weeks.
You got set up.
Yeah, I got set up basically. So I put in my 2 weeks, and they got salty, and then they fired me. But when I got my papers back, which they didn't give me my papers back for like almost an entire year, and they said that I quit. They didn't put that I got fired on there. Which honestly, low key, I fuck with them for that. But honestly, that kind of shows that they kind of did me dirty, and it's kind of stupid how the fact that they fired me when
they do a lot of people dirty, but we're not gonna talk about that.
100%. Cam's not focusing. But yeah, and I no longer work there. He still works there. That's why we kind of like have to disclose the location and stuff like that, because I don't want him getting fired from that place, even though place is a complete shithole. I honestly wouldn't recommend anybody working there or going to that place at all.
Please do not eat there.
Absolutely.
Actually, terrible. People eat there every day.
Yeah, no, I don't understand why people eat there. Like,
I
it's
honestly
absolutely
don't understand.
Horrible, terrible food.
The dishwashers are terrible.
Yeah, they don't even clean the dishes all the way.
I mean, dang, I was gonna say his name, but I can't. Say
he was like, you can't say his name because we have to like disclose people's
Fuck,
names.
Jose is like top tier.
Oh yeah, Jose is definitely top tier.
Jose is the coolest dude I know.
Yeah,
the hardest worker.
I genuinely
on dish. If Jose wasn't on dish, bro, there'd literally be no dish.
100%.
But
no, he was a dope dude, and like I genuinely miss like when I was back there and I was running with Jose. Like that was when I really enjoyed being back there on dish. Was with him.
Besides Jose on dish, bro.
Yeah,
they're not shit.
All the other Jose's are garbage. Literally complete trash. They don't know what they're doing, and they're the reason why I got fired, because they couldn't maintain it by themselves. But this man was throwing dishes at me. Like, what else do you expect me to do? You just gonna throw dishes at me? I walked out. I asked if it was okay if I could leave, and they said it was perfectly fine. I get a call. Why did you leave? Because you said I could leave. and then I come in, I clock in. You know, I get all like I dressed up for work and stuff like that. And then they had the audacity after because I sat in there for like an hour beforehand. And they wait until I'm all ready to work, and then they pull me back in the office. Yeah, so why did you leave work? Why did you leave work early? And then I explained them to my situation, and they were like, yeah, that's not an acceptable excuse, and we're gonna have to ask you to leave the premises. You're fired. And I was like, okay, I put my 2 weeks in. That doesn't really affect me at all.
So this was kitchen. This was kitchen.
Yeah, this was kitchen.
It was just kitchen, not months.
No. It was 100% months. It was months was the main reason on why like I got fired, because like it was her talking, because it was Bird and months that pulled me back in the office. Kitchen wasn't there that day, thank God, because I didn't really want to deal with her mouth. And Months was like, she was like giving me attitude too, and I was really not having that day, because Maria already pissed me off that day, and I was already like, my fuse was about ready to explode. I almost went off on Months, like I was like this close to like, boom, but I didn't, because you know I keep my cool like that, and then I walked out, and honestly I should have cussed out Months now that I think about it. But I didn't, because I'm a good person, and you know some people don't. Well, I mean, she deserved to get cussed out, but didn't do it.
I'm pretty sure she's got cussed out by a lot of people. It doesn't affect her.
She's been cussed out.
I think she's so used to it at this point. It's pretty bad.
She's been cussed out by so many people, whether you're a customer or you're a worker.
Definitely at dang. Is there even I don't even know how to. I'm just gonna say Wendy's, cause
yeah,
it's not like she works there anymore.
Yeah, it's not like she works there anymore.
And you guys have no idea what we're talking about anyway, so.
Yeah, no, it's just crazy shenanigans. But anyways, that was like our crazy edible story. You know, let us know like down in the comment section if you guys have tried edibles and like what your experiences with that is, because I want to know what everyone's experience is like with that, because obviously everyone's experiences
Edibles
are completely
at
different.
work stories, okay? Because I mean,
Yeah, I'm
we're
down to read
interested in
some
other stories about edibles.
Yeah, and
but
like if it's interesting enough, I might like
might
bring
mention it on
that.
the podcast.
Yeah, I might mention it on the podcast, because like if it's a genuinely like an interesting thing, like I'm gonna bring that on the podcast and we're gonna talk about that. And that goes for like any podcast that we make. Like if you have like a crazy story time, put it down, jot it down in the comments. I will personally sit down and read all the comments
We'll
and see.
sit down,
Yeah.
we'll react to it.
Yeah, and if it's good enough, I'll bring it on the podcast, and that'll be one of the episodes. I'll make sure to hit you up, make sure it's completely fine to like put that in the podcast, and yeah, definitely talk about your guys' story.
Also, if you want to be a guest, you know, we not there yet, but like we'll set up a page
Yeah,
so y'all
100%.
can sign up to be a guest.
Yeah.
Come on.
Obviously, that is like 100% like a future thing. Definitely not a now thing, because we're not set up to have guests yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Definitely in the
but
future, though.
Future for sure.
100% in the future.
Yeah. Shit like that. Pouty!
Howdy!
You good?
Pouty's good.
Pouty hates us.
Yeah, Pouty hates us. She also lives here too.
Pouty's very mad at us today. I don't know what we did. Honestly, we've
know.
been very chill. Usually we're on her ass way more.
Yeah, that's true. Usually we are on our ass way more. But yeah, you think that's a good ending point for the podcast?
I think so. Okay.
Yeah. Obviously, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like on the video.
Comment, subscribe, share.
Oh yeah, please like share this
Share
around,
with your
bro.
friends.
Share this
tell
to
a
your-
friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Shit
you know,
like
you know
that.
the process of this. We don't have to explain this to you. Every YouTuber does this weird ass outro at the end where they tell you to like and subscribe. And like they'll be like, oh, if you don't like and subscribe, you're gonna have bad luck for 15 years. Honestly, I genuinely don't care if you like or subscribe to the video, but it would honestly help us if you did.
To make more videos.
Yeah, like
Make
that'll
more
give us motivation to
videos.
make more videos.
You know, interact with you guys more.
Yeah, and the
Shit
thing about
like that.
this podcast is we're always gonna be straight up with you guys. Like it's never gonna be like any of that like BS crap that most YouTubers pull. Nah, we're gonna be straight up with you guys.
Straight up. And when we get big enough, we'll even tell you how we did it.
Yeah.
How we started.
100%. We'll give you the
We're not
story.
gatekeeping at all. We'll
100%.
guarantee give you all the secrets.
But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and make sure to like and subscribe for more content.
And no matter what in life, shit
Shit
happens.
happens.